What do you think?
Whoa, very nice.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. What do you think?
Nice.
But wait, you ain't seen nothing yet. White.
Impressive. Very nice. Let's see.
Planet Onion.
Oh my god.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got Michael for another deck profile. Michael got top 4 this past Sunday. Actually, Michael, tell us what happened. What did you do? What did you do, Michael?
Yeah, hello everybody. So yeah, I managed to place 3rd place on the recent regional event in Europe, online event hosted by Ride and Trade, and I took Evil Saiyan. I think it's a really strong deck. It draws a lot of cards. It's kind of different way to play black. It's not like ordinary aggro style black, overwhelming a lot of stuff and just pushing the damage forward. It's more like mid-range into control style of grindier deck, and I really like it. And I think it has a decent spot in the meta, where there are a lot of synths and a lot of yellow. So yeah, this is what I chose for the regional, and it paid off.
Yeah, we can see. All right, so how do you want to do it? Do you want to go through the deck first, and then we'll talk about the matchups? Yeah.
So I go through the leaders first. On the front side, it's pretty straightforward. On swing, you draw 1, and you place a prison planet on your battle area at the beginning of the game. Awaken, if you have full Z battle card or 4 less life, you get to draw 1 and untap 1 and take life down to 6. On the back side, the same auto, when you swing you draw, you have an activate main, so you can choose a card you own on your opponent battle area. The wording is crazy. And it gains servant until the end of your opponent's turn. And that's it. That's the whole leader. And then we have a prison planet, which is a field which has a barrier, and it gives your mono black Saiyans cards with combo cost of 1 and combo power of 5k. Combo cost reduced by 1, so you can combo your stuff. The stuff you used to play on your opponent side of the field, you can combo it for free basically. And you can use your Fool's Overlords to servant your opponent's cards. So that's basically the field. So going into the deck, we have we start off with cantrips. So we have 4 Evil Saiyans that let you search top 5 for Saiyan or Fool or a Unison with energy cost of 6 or less. And then we have 4 Gokus challenging the Demon God. It's a basic draw 1 cantrip, nothing else, but it's some Goku Xeno, which is important for the later parts of the deck. So you can see that there is no Mai here. The Mai was cut for the Goku. As in testing, we kind of felt like Mai is useless in our hand. It's just used for draw 2. But it's basically the same thing like Trunks do. So, or you can overlord the opponent cards, and it's kind of the same result. So then we have the stuff you play on your opponent's side of the field. So we have Trunks, which is activate main limit 1. You play it on your opponent's side of the field, and you get to search top 5 for a Saiyan with energy cost of 6 or less. Or Mai, and it cannot be the copy of itself, which is very important. You cannot grab another Trunks from Trunks. So as you can see, this deck searches a lot of Saiyans with energy cost of 6 or less. And as you play black, you know that this is the most important energy cost because it's overwhelm. Like most of the cards in black rely on the 6 cost, most likely. Like Overarms, like Gojitas, like toolbox cards like Masan, the new one, the Bean, and so yeah, this basically searches everything but the A drops.
Yeah, Dark Broly's, etc.
Yeah, like Broly's and stuff. Good black stuff. Then we have the Vegetas, the free negate, the most broken card in the deck, I think. Like the ability to like have a free negate every turn, and every turn, I mean it, every turn, because you recycle all of the cards, then you shuffle your deck, so you see the pieces like more than 4 times in a game, especially if you go to turn 6 or turn 7, which these decks can handle, not like most of the decks. Having a free negate for no energy, no restriction is really, really good. And it's very good against Sin because you can just always negate the Omega and you just don't care about the Omegas. And we have the last one, which is the pseudo combo Goku, which is also a 20k, 25k double striker. A very good card for the deck. And you want to keep this trio together through the game because these cards are a setup for your most broken play in the deck, which I will show you later. But these cards are crucial for setting it up and making your opponent flex before they actually commit into the big plays. So yeah, that's basically the cards you can play on your opponent side of the field. And then we have our cumbers.
And they all 1k, right? The combo cost of them. So the opponent actually cannot get rid of them easily.
These ones are not.
Yeah, except the Gokus.
These two are 5ks, which are reduced for you by Prison Planet. But your opponent has to pay energy cost if they want the combo, which is very good because they have to sacrifice their resources in order to get rid of them, which is very good for you.
Yeah.
Because then you just gain a value, incremental value every turn if they want to get rid of it, and you mostly play one each turn, and then you recycle them with your leader effect and Fuzzy Battle, which I will show you later. So this one is 5k, so that's kind of the worst thing, that this one costs 0, but well, you get the super combo effect from it. So, and if your opponent combos, which is the fun interaction, because the condition is if a player's leader is black, so either of players is black, and has limit 1, and limit 1 applies to each player, not the whole field. So if I use this guy in a combo and give my opponent it, if my opponent decides to combo with it, I get him back on my field, so we can ping pong with your opponent. And then, I mean, on your opponent's side of the field is just a 10k double strike, which is kind of useless card, right? Because your Z Awakened leader is 20k. But on your side, if they decide to give it to you, you have a 25k beater double strike with no energy. So, pretty decent card for pushing and making your opponent feel uncomfortable in comboing him away. And if they decide to not combo him away, you can always do it by yourself.
Yep.
If you give him servant, so isn't really that card. So then we have our cumbers, so our servant applying guys. We have 4 copies of a 6-drop. Dual tag on play. He can servant 1 card on your opponent's side of the field. Doesn't have any restrictions except the barrier, of course, and it has a activate main limit 1. If your opponent has 2 or more energy and a battle card in play, you can play it. So you cannot play this card if your opponent has nothing on the field. And then we have a big boy, which is the 8-drop. On play, you draw a card, and you can choose any number of your opponent cards and give them servant. Keep in mind, it's not choose all, it's choose any number. So you actually get to choose whatever you want to give servant and whatever you don't want to give servant, which is very nice because sometimes you just kind of don't want some stuff to get servant because they will swing at you and like rip your hand off. And then you get to choose either he gets a dual double or a triple strike. Most likely you will always go for dual double because it's more efficient in terms of like getting pressure on your opponent. But it's nice to have tool, like if you know your opponent that will not negate or doesn't have any negates, or you have only one swing and want to try for the game, you can always just say triple strike and swing. And it has an activate main limit 1, so both of these guys are limit 1. You cannot play multiple copies per turn, which is kind of bad, but yeah, it is what it is. If your opponent if you have a 4 more energy,
Yeah, imagine playing them more than once a turn.
it would be it would be so awesome. I would love Bandai to do this, but it's fine. And this one, your opponent needs to have two battle cards in play, so it requires more of a setup. But for this deck, this is actually non-existent setup because you play cards on your opponent's side of the field, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, these are the boss monsters for the deck and the pressure appliers. Then we have our foos, 4 copies of the food, the promo one. I don't play 5-drop foos because they cost more, they don't draw. The effect of stealing a battle card with an energy cost of 3, it's kind of meh, I'd say. But this one is really good. So this one is Overlord once per turn. So if you have multiple copies on the field, you can resolve each of them. And activate main limit 1 for 1 black. If your opponent has 2 or more battle cards and 2 or more energy, you get to play it from your hand and draw 1. So, and the draw 1 is not from auto, so you draw either way if they counterplay it or not. And it's a 15k beater, so very good card for keeping the deck consistent in terms of overlording, because there are ways to get rid of your Z battle. So this is actually crucial part to have in a deck, and they are searchable from your evil sense, so you're not like entirely fucked if somebody gets rid of your Z battle full card. 100% 4 off and required to play the deck properly. Just you gotta have just 4 copies. There are sometimes there's a charge target, but you don't want to be in the game where you don't have any fool in your field, because then you will just lack on the draw.
Yeah, makes sense.
Have a super combo, straightforward, and the fusion target for the Goku cantrip. And then we have a defense lineup, which is 3 token negates, 2 power burst, and then we have our secret tech, which is unexpected turn. I think this deck has the best setup for this counter, and this counter, when you manage to get the setup, is broken, man. Like, it has no restrictions. You can counter 12 drops, you can counter SCRs, you can counter everything that does not have deflect. And
yeah, we saw it on stream actually.
Yeah, like it was cool to actually pull it off on stream. So yeah, so that's how powerful this counter is, and the thing that your opponent has to pay an energy to get rid of your battle cards on his field is actually, like I said earlier, limiting them plays. Because of course now everybody will know about the unexpected turn, but it doesn't change a lot. Like, you won't get caught by it, but you have to play around it, right? So you're not just gonna blindly slam the Gohan secret against black anymore, because if you do it, you just lose the game. You drop 3 cards, you don't play anything, you don't board wipe, you just lose straightforward. And any other like big boss monster that does not have deflect, and you know you have 3 guys on the field, you just don't go for it, because you will just give the game away for CUMBER. And I think that's the best counterplay to play in the deck, because you are not reliant on any life, and actually works pretty nice in A21, which actually against A21, which actually dodges the Super Kamehameha because the negates are 4 drops. So yeah, you can catch the A21 as well with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you used it in our game as well.
Yeah,
I think.
It worked. So yeah, broken card. I hope I won't get slammed by it, but yeah. And we have small Gojira package. As I told you, we have Goku Xenos and Son Goku and Vegeta Xenos, and we played 2 copies of Fearless Fusion, which is our barrier removal. So initially we played Black Smokes, but I wanted a cheaper version of it, which actually can swing or be a proper defense. And we are not an aggro matchup that requires Gojiras to be in a like turn 2, turn 3.
Yeah, this is not a cheap version though. Look at the champ pack, right? Or is it from...
Yeah. The tryout was real after the event. So yeah, we run 2 of the dark barrel blockers, and of course the thwarting. If you run the Xenos card, you just gotta run the thwarting. And another idea behind going for Gojira package is like I said earlier, like the Evil Saiyans have a limit 1 effect, right? So if you go to turn 6 or the turn 7 and you go into the grind, and you wanna go for this highly push game, and you're like kind of getting out of your resources, and you play your 8 drop, you play your 6 drop, they get negated or something. You kind of miss things to push from, right? So yes, you can play your Z battle cards over them, but it's sometimes I wanted to have like another bigger swing, not 15k or a 10k swing, and yeah, the Gojira like enables it. So and it's really good to set up because you will always use it like on 4 life or something after you're using a super combo, because the deck can just grind the hell out of opponents. So yeah, small Gojira package, but it's enough, I'd say. And this one is really good against the new TP promo Sin. It just fucks them over. So yeah.
Because it warps.
It warps 4 or less.
4 or less, yeah, Ignorant Barrier.
4 or less. So yeah, it's very good in terms of like removing like slugs, like Trunks from Trunks Jita, like Synth TPs, like any like cheeky barrier threats that kind of ruins your game.
And just sits there, yeah.
Yeah. Then we have like our one-offs. So we have SS4 Goku Beyond the Limits. Yeah, you gotta play this over. Like you can grab everything. You play Gogeta stuff.
Yeah.
You wanna be like
staple.
recycling Gogetas. Like this is the overrun to run. And in support of this, we have the Broly, another good overrun. But it will be replaced with the new promo Vegeta, but unfortunately I didn't have one at the time of the event, and it would be awesome to have one because it's the Broly on steroids, and it actually works pretty well with
the fusion package, right?
Yeah, the fusion package and the Goku itself, because the Vegeta has an activate main that if you have Goku Xeno with the power of 30k on the field, you can play him for 1 from your hand.
All right.
So sometimes with these two, you get into the situation when you have both, and you cannot play both because you have only 6 cards in your drop, and you can only overwhelm once. But it would be awesome to just play 2 of them, right? Okay, you can just combo Broly off and play him for 2 from your wall, but it's not really efficient play. But with the Vegeta, you could just play Goku, play the Vegeta, warp something from the field, swing 30 crits, swing 30 for 1 energy. It's like, wow, the value is insane from this. But so yeah,
yeah.
Then we have our Champerino, which also came on the stream. Yeah, very good for Black Saiyans leaders. 15k double strike. It kind of sets your opponent in a position that they have to negate leader swing, because your leader is based 20k on Z Awaken, and you can combo stuff from their board. So basically, if you have at least 1 target on their board, you will be like 40k swing for 1 energy double strike, which like is a lot, and you can just combo on it. So, and we have a secret. We have a secret, which is the Evil Saiyan. Very good secret for 2
makes
energy.
sense.
Like I already talked about it on the previous deck profile, so I'm not gonna go really into it. It's a broken secret, just for 2 energy. You're not really milling your deck, so you have to play it from hand, or when you combo him away and then over him. So it kind of sometimes works like a pseudo super combo. But yeah, like top floodgates, stealing cards, burning life. Like, what else you want?
Yeah.
So that's the main deck. 49 cards, 50 with Prison Planet, but you want to keep it consistent as consistent as possible to always see your secret, of course. So it's a 39 card deck. Moving into the Z deck, which is pretty straightforward. 2 Margin Boosts, 2 Fu, the Z battle, which enables your Awaken, 2 Cumbers. I'm gonna put the foil on for. I don't own the 2 foils yet.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for every non-foil and non-max rarity. I'm gonna be having these in the days, but the post office is not very good, and they are waiting in. So this Cumber you play from the Z stack from your Fuzzy battle, and this is really good for Sin matchup because it servants on play and servants on swing, and it servants 4 or less. So it basically gets 2 of Sin's cards from the game, actually, because if they play promo and 20k double striker, you just play this. On play, you servant the promo guy, overlord it right away from with your Fu, so you don't have blocker on your way, and then you swing to anything, maybe to the Nova or to the leader, and just lock the other Sin. And so basically that's the dead card for them, and you just paid 1 energy, replaced a card in your you draw a card, you lock 2 cards, and yeah, like you grind out the Sin away with this deck. So yeah, very good card, really handy in aggro matchups because you can lock early threats, and the last card is the Awaken. To be honest, most of the time you want to go to the Awaken as fast as possible, just because after the Awakening, this is the moment when the deck just pulls off, like it's unleashed from fucking chains, like because of like having an ability, like you want to do it by turn 4, where you get to play your A-drop, so that your opponent's field is full of servants and you can use them in a combo when you're going defensively. And you can actually on swing also servant anything, not only your own battle cards, which is very helpful. And it's a 20k base, which is awesome for a black leader. So
since you can pretty much combo with a servant card that's attacking you right now.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. There is a negate that negates the swing.
Have you caught someone off guard with this during the tournament, or they're smart enough?
Not like he dumped his hand off, but I believe it was one situation when somebody swung with my Trunks, which was a 20k against my 20k leader, used a super combo.
All right.
Which is like I was like looking
Go
at
ahead.
this and. I was like looking at this like, okay, you can do what you want, and then I just used the activate battle and just combo with my Trunks, exiting the battle, and yeah. But this stuff happens sometimes, like people don't read cards and they do misplays.
Yeah, we're Dragon Ball community, so that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. So that's a Z deck, and then we have a side deck, which I will kind of try to explain. What was siding? What card was used for which matchup? So supers against yellow and against gamma. More like counter heavy matchups where you have to like push the game by like throwing 1-2 swings of 3 and just negating their line of defense. And you not always have your unexpected life because of like you remove some cards and yeah. So Super Kamehameha kind of puts your opponent into the in the position like they have to expect both of the counters, right? So if you're at 4 or less and they have like some stuff on the field, they have to expect and play around both of them. If they don't, you just punish them for that. And this is really cool that you just don't rely on Super Kamehamehas, but you have another one that they have to be scared of. So yeah, that just for counter heavy matchups. Then we have 3 ultimate balls against Mirror, against Gogeta, against Sin, against Blue. It's really good card because gets rid of the Z battle cards, which this deck struggles to deal with because you cannot overlord Z battles because they cannot be moved on the bottom of the deck, which is a cost of the overlord.
Yeah, it kills Beerus on the spot, right?
It kills Beerus on the spot, it kills Vegeta on the spot if they don't use Activate Main first. But if they do, it's kind of the same story because the side effect of this card is that you can actually give your leader 15k. So if they use Activate Main on the Vegeta, the rush attack, they swing at you, they will go to 30k. So we can just go Ultimate Ball to 35 and you're out with the swing. So of course, if they combo, you just combo as well, but you generate more combo power than Sin and Gogeta. Maybe Gogeta, not that much, but we have a way to play against Gogeta, which was actually the toughest matchup to beat during our testing. So this is a very good card, and against Mirror it just wrecks the Fu away, which is very good in terms of getting outvaluing your opponent. So then we have the most, I think, unexpected side card, which is the Unison, which I don't really like, to be honest. But it was a necessary evil for SS4 matchup because we tested a lot the SS4, and going into the grind with SS4 was not a thing because they can easily combo off their stuff even if they have servants. They kind of just throw the 8 drops in and the STRs in, and you're just getting wrecked by not having any counterplay for it. And so we thought like, okay, the control is not the way. So we have the Unison that can give your Evil Saiyans servant, right? So the dual attacker one becomes 29k dual attacker, which is kind of decent value for the swing. So me and Oli thought, of course I was building this deck with Oli, so shout out to him. Me and Oli thought like, okay, let's go face. Let's see what happens when we go face into this guy, right? And what happened was, like, if you open with a Unison and with a 6-drop, you actually can deal like 4 damage turn 2 with this deck, like easily, like 15k leader, 15k Unison, dual 29. And then turn 3 you put the SS4 into the position that they have to combo out their hand. And if you combine this with another card, which I will show you just in a second, you can like start to rip off their hand and then secure yourself a defense on their turn 4 when they will try to like 8-drop and secret you. Because if they don't, you just turn 4 drop the CUMBER, drop the 8-drop and just slam their face and just go the awaken. So it actually was the necessary evil for SS4 matchup to go aggro and face on them. To kill them faster than they will kill you, because our actually value town is not really working against SS4 matchup. So the last card against SS4 which we put in was the Bardock, and for this we just swapped the other overarms out and we just put the 2 Bardocks in, and this lets you just say, okay, you can swing into my face, but only with the A-drop or the quad strike, but you can't clear the board. So this limits your opponent, and it's searchable, so it's not really hard to find it. So this really puts the SS4 in the line like, okay, I cannot just slam the 8-drop because this is like not the way to play the game. And there is no actually way to play the game, play this turn in particular, because you just have a 1 battle card swing and we have a free negate. Remember that, which doesn't cost us life, so we can actually just stall the turn and go for another aggressive turn on the next turn, right?
Makes sense.
So then we have Ghost Warrior, so it's a cunning card. And then also it's a cantrip, so we kind of were tempted to go with this in the main, but yeah, and it ended up to being in the sideboard card because it's not a Saiyan, so it's not a searchable one. And it's of course for 821 basically.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen all versions of this card on Sunday, like every single color. Turn one, tap one. Yeah, wow.
That's for Gamma. Just it's not. That's only 2 copies because it's not necessary to against the Gamma matchup, but it's nice to see turn 2. It just fucks them over when they don't have a unison.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the complete side.
Have you guys considered playing Shen for the SS4, or wasn't it worth it?
Kind of yes, but on the other hand, this deck wants to go over the 3 energy. So
yeah, all right.
We just head into because the 8 drops needs to be at 4 energy to actually be played. But then we actually tested like cut all the 8 drops and go like 3 energy Shin stuff, right? It can be possible, but it was too much side deck space. Because if you want to go without 8 drop, you need unisons to actually apply pressure, because 90 world deck is not enough to like apply any pressure to SS4. You just need that servant to go 29 dual to just push their hand away. So yeah, that's basically the deck and the side deck. So shall we go through my matchups?
Yep, definitely.
So round 1 I played against Mirror, and we like exchange each other with ultimate minus ball at the first turn, so everybody was playing without the fools. But yeah, I managed to outgrind this matchup and survive his kill turn and just go for the game on mine. Then I played against Trunks Jira. This matchup is kind of easy because you actually play a card on your opponent field which gets rested by Trunks. So they have no value.
Yeah, that is true.
They have no value out of the resting cards because you just play Trunks or Vegeta and they have no blocker. So against the Trunks Jira, these weenies are actually doing the most thing, because sometimes sometimes when they are untapped, they can swing with it, but they come in rested, so they have no value out of it and just waiting to be set up for unexpected turn. Then I played against Sin. I played a lot of Sin this day, man. So I played against Sin, and the strat for the Sin is just grind. You just clear the board, servant away the stuff, overlord away the stuff, build your turn, build your hand, Z awaken, grind them out of the resources. If you're ready to push, I mostly push from 5 to 0 in one turn against Sins, but they tend to go down from life by themselves, so they actually make it easy for me to go into them, and they don't really have a great defense lineup against the CUMBER, because if they free negate and I have a SCR on the field, the free negate will just come to my field and I will swing at them with it. And the Omegas are just non-existent, because you just if they give the barrier to Omega, you just warp it with the SCR. If they don't, you just servant it away, and just they don't have any value from that. Then game 4 I played against you.
Yes, you did.
In 21. This is the game I won by time, which I'm very sorry by this, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. You win and lose by time, so that happens.
And it actually happened in the tournament as well for me. So going into next game, I played another Sin, and this one was on stream, I believe. And yeah, that's where I went into a 110k swing on my push. He comboed it away, and then I sealed it with the SCR.
That was a great play.
I also had the Broly secret, Broly overrun in my hand.
To get rid of the blocker.
yeah, so nothing was really stopping me from winning that game. And of course, as you could see, I was just grinding him out of resources. Doesn't matter if he played like all the time the Vegeta Z battles, and because it's a reasonable play against CUMBER, because you can't really remove them easily except of your boost and overruns. But yeah, you can deal with it and grind him anyway. Especially if you go to Z Awaken and then you just push for the game when they have like 9 cards in their hand and you have 14. And then I played against Golden Frieza against Philip Terpini. Shout out to him. Yeah, that was a match. I think, wow, like shot by shot.
It sure was.
Yeah, and I think I lost. Of course, I didn't want to go to the time, but the game actually ended up in time. I think it was by 5k combo, because when I asked Philip after my lethal swing with leader with crack and going into 50k, he said he has no more combo. So he also had released from evil. He could have used it on my leader, but then even if he did that, I would have won because I had more battle cards in play. But yeah, I'm glad that I played with him. It was really fun, and yeah, he managed to win the event, so I can only lose to winners. So. And the world champ, of course.
Yeah.
So then I played against Kai, which was my, which was the, I think the previous to last game, and that matchup is easy because Kai likes to build a board, like because of her ability to keep the overruns. She just builds a board and just try to flood you with it, and you basically stop it because you keep everything rested and you combo with it. So yeah, this matchup is fairly easy for CUMBER, and when you get your 3 battle cards on play in rest, Kai cannot play the evil sail. Like it just gets unexpected turned, and they waste 2 energy for nothing. So yeah, I ended up winning this one. And the last one I played obviously against Sin again, and that one I think was the closest match of all since during the day. So it ended up me defending against his push turn when he swung with leader into my 3 life and go with Frieza Death Ball and combo his whole hand, leaving your 4 energy open for secret. But CUMBER is the master of combo, and I managed to out combo 95k swing on my 10k leader, and then he went for Vegeta Z battles, which I had like power burst, free negate, token negate, and like he just like kind of went out of resources, and then I killed him on clapback because I knew his last card in hand is Vegeta, which is that card. And yeah, that was the day. Ended up 7-1, 3rd place. Really proud of CUMBER, and I really like the deck, and it like passed the test of 8 round event. It was exhausting because the deck is not easy, and when you misplay with CUMBER, you have a feeling like you lose the game. It's not the deck for everyone, I think. You just gotta be grinding with the deck and like playing the most efficient plays all the time.
Yeah, which you did apparently. So
I tried my best. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Michael, congratulations on getting the 3rd place. Obviously, that's a huge achievement, and we're looking forward, obviously, for you to take the whole event at the regional stage. And any kind of shoutouts you wanna do now?
Of course, shout out to Team -2. Of course, shout out to Planet Onion. Of course, shout out to Polish community and all my opponents, especially you and Philip, which I played. And yeah, that's all.
Thanks a lot, Michael, for the deck. Very in-depth guide how to play the deck, how to actually make it work, and to talk and for talking about the deck. Make sure, guys, you check the Big O Notation channel later on, since you guys are have discussed.
Yeah, have something brewing up there.
Have discussed some ideas and options for the deck, which you can work with. So that's gonna be an interesting one. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. So until next time, take care and see you later.
Later.